Hi everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you so much for tuning in for today. For those that are new and returning, of course, welcome. I appreciate you so very, very greatly. And I look forward to doing readings for you. For those that are new, I like to do a little introduction. My name is MaryAnne. I am a psychic and intuitive tarot card reader of over 30 years. And I am a continuous, I guess you could say, aspiring astrologist who has studied the compatibility between people and the sun signs and just haven't been able to stop since I was 12 years old. It is just so incredibly enlightening. It's about love, it's about relationships. So this particular reading or readings that I do are about all types of love connections. Every type you can imagine, okay? Whether it's a committed relationship, it's one for that you have with your family members, your work partnerships, your animals, yourself. So all is welcome. It's all inclusive. And what I do is I pick a featured sun sign for one of the sun signs. So we have an idea every day of at least the first sun sign. And I do that by going around my astrology wheel, starting from Aquarius to Pisces. We are on the mid-month reading, so we are now on the sign today of Cancer. And today is January 16th, 2021, so we're actually the midpoint today. And then right in front of you, Spirit helps me to pick what we call the highlighted connection. So that is going to be, well, that's you, Cancer, so it fell on you. Very powerful energy going on here. And, oops, three's a charm. Interesting. Okay, we're going to go with Virgo. Because I noticed last time I looked to see what your highlighted connection was for the beginning of the month, and it was a Taurus. So there's something happening with the earth signs, particularly for a lot of you watching. This is a very general reading, but it's important nonetheless. And this particular highlighted connection means that I pick three specific categories of importance for this connection of Virgo and Cancer today, because there's something that needs to be said in addition to the remainder of the reading, where I read from 3 oracle divinations and the messages that they bring forth, which are fully and completely from love, definitely wisdom, and just helping you to feel inspired and lifted and know how important and potent and healing love really is for every one of us on this planet. So I love these two elements together. I've always said that. When you have water, which is what Cancer is as an element, and Virgo, which is earth, it's a very, very harmonious and very complementary connection that works really well. And so we'll start with the definition of Cancer. And I'm going to keep these a little shorter now because I tend to ramble on. I'm not going to lie. That's what I do, but not all of you have that kind of time. So I'm going to acknowledge that and work with you on that. So we have Cancer, who is the water sign and who is ruled by the moon. And that is a very powerful, powerful ruling planet. The moon controls the tides. The moon controls our emotions. The moon sign in all of our signs has to do with the inner part, the more feminine, the more nurturing aspect of every one of us, female or male. And you're not going to meet more sensitive, caring, nurturing type of people than you will with Cancer or other water signs. There are 3 element signs for each element, if that makes sense. So we have the 3 water signs of Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. All are similar, right? All tend to hang out for the reasons that they're fundamental, basic traits and personality. Noticeable personality traits are similar, but each one having their individuality as well. Cancer being, once again, ruled by the moon, also being a cardinal sign. And what cardinal means for the 3 cardinal signs in the astrology is that they initiate a season. And Cancer initiates the season of summer. So, last summer I remember so very clearly because we had a series of eclipses, which are extremely strong full moons or new moons, like on steroids. And they have stories to reveal to all of us. And they change the signs of which they are in. And last summer, or the 21st, is when we had the eclipse in Cancer's own sign in addition to the summer equinox. So it was so powerful and so beautiful. And it was all about love. It was all about our emotions and the depths of our emotions, the vulnerability that comes through, like that of Cancer. Cancer is extremely caring, very, very deep when it comes to their emotions. They are known as the sign of family. They love their family. They put their family first, whatever family is to them, whatever that means, because it can be different. It doesn't have to be your birthright family, but it certainly does involve that, and certainly your own children. I mean, they will put their children first and foremost, always, hands down, point blank. And that's both signs. Both genders. So I never assign a gender to my readings. And let me tell you, there's just this deep need for security and protection. The mama bear kind of ideal comes to mind, where they've got these claws and they're going to hang on to them and they're not going to let go for dear life, in the symbolism of the crab, of which they come across and are known to be. In regards to the crab, I will say, and I've mentioned many times, they have a kind of a hard exterior on the outside for protection, not just for their family but themselves. And inside is where this incredibly soft, caring, nurturing, sensitive, very psychic, very intuitive, very capable of feeling and understanding, how people feel literally. I mean, they take on other people's feelings. They are empathic. Many times I've met water signs and Cancers that are psychic, and they are astrologists, and they are tarot readers, and they are mediums, and they channel the information that comes in from the great beyond and the mysterious aspects of life that are ever present, and it's a beautiful sign. I had a best girlfriend, we moved out together in our first apartment. We were friends before men or boys at that time. It's just this wonderful Cancerian friend, and we would talk forever, and we would just, really, really pour our hearts out to each other about what meant so much. And it was usually romantically involved. It was sentimental, and to this day I hold beautiful, beautiful feelings about that relationship. And that's what you'll feel from a Cancer. Cancers are very shrewd at the same time and very, very capable. They don't need the help of others, but if they are going to receive that, they need to know they can trust in that person. And if they sense, and they will sense with that beautiful gift they have, their deepest, higher power intuition, if they sense there's deception or, anything that isn't feeling right, they will definitely retreat, and they don't give many chances, okay? So you only get so many with a Cancer. If you're wanting to court them, as an old-fashioned saying is, if you're wanting to go out with them and, get their attention, you got to be careful about it, but be sincere. That's the most important thing. Come from a good, honest place, and you'll go far. And they will definitely take care of you. I tell you what, you will know you are cared for and loved by Cancers. They can be moody. They can be overly sensitive. They are dealing with, I said, all these feelings and interactions on an emotional and energetic level. And so that's nothing to be, taken lightly at times. They need time to recuperate, to withdraw. They get a lot of information from their dreams a lot of times. They are able to then convey that to the people they know and love, and listen. Do listen to them when they say they have a hunch or a gut feeling. They generally know what they're speaking of. And coincidentally, there's always a part attributed to each zodiac sign, and the part that's well known and established as the main part for a body part for a Cancer is the stomach, and that's where our emotions are. That is the emotion center. So they tend to have oversensitivity there, and sometimes upset stomachs because of it. They can sense, and that gut feeling comes to them when there's danger. It's right there in their gut. And then also the breast, because they are known for the nurturing, the mothering, the caring, the wanting to, really, really give and just emit and emote beautiful energies of love. and very good when it comes to money, and maybe being a little bit what's the word when you are it's escaping me. But anyway, they don't necessarily go overboard. They know how to make money, and they usually are good about that. But they can be a little bit, it just came in and went out again. You know what I'm speaking of. They're not overly flamboyant when it comes to spending because they want to have that security. And boy, is that a wise person to be around. They can make their money go a long way, in other words. They can stretch it, and very good when it comes to money management. And then you have Virgo. Well, Virgo is the almost the exact opposite, to be completely honest, and yet I see these two connections all the time. They are incredibly harmonious, very good for each other. They fulfill each other's needs where they're lacking in other ways. So with the Virgo, you have an earth element. You have this grounded, calming, very capable, steadfast, reliable, loyal, hardworking, secure-oriented kind of energy, and Virgo is known for their intellect, their analysis of everything. They are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all about the mind, about thoughts, about commerce, about connecting, about speaking and learning and expanding your mind in any way possible. Virgos like to continue to improve themselves and the situation so that they therefore can help others in the process. They're known as symbolically the archetype of the Virgin. It's pure, it's unconditional kind of love. It's just what they do. They're there to assist and help others. They work sometimes too hard, sometimes workaholics if it's an imbalance. But they're there to get that security that's so important for the Cancer, and Cancers feel that. And they can kind of take a deep breath knowing that they too are capable of pretty much anything. But having a partnership, a love relationship, a friendship that you can count on and is going to be there through tried and true and all the different cycles and changes that happen in our lives, that's a wonderful connection to have. That's the real kind of love that I think a lot of people strive for. And you're going to find it with these two. So in my studies and my, constant recognition of these two elements and signs of Cancer and Virgo, it's the long haul, and including my best girlfriend I mentioned, she happens to be married to a Virgo. And though she's in another state, I of course keep in touch, vicariously and also through social media. But yeah, they've been together for over 25 years, I believe now. So it's a beautiful connection. So I'm happy to see this for you. I'm happy that this came up for you today, Cancer. And I will just finish by saying that we are in the season of Capricorn, which is also very complimentary for both the Virgo and the Cancer. And it's about practicality, right? It's about putting one foot in front of the other, finishing end touches and maybe starting or finishing taxes this year a little sooner. It's about your home base, your jobs, your income, your value, and feeling good, feeling confident, feeling strong about that. And moving ahead, but taking it a little bit easier. We do have a retrograde happening at the end of the month, and that's always about re-evaluating and kind of reviewing things, not necessarily pushing too quickly ahead, waiting to hear. And there'll be news coming in, trust me. There'll be new information for all of us. And then we have the full moon at the end of the month, which will affect all of us in Leo. Interestingly enough, that's the sign Leo in between Cancer and Virgo. So there you are. You have this kind of triage going there, and it's powerful, it's romantic, it's generous, it is lively, it's energetic, it's ego. It's like wanting what we want and knowing what we want and getting what we want when we want it, and being patient all the while. So let us read your information and your beautiful messages coming through with this tarot that I'm using for the mid-month readings, which is the OK Tarot. As the box had said, it's not perfect, but it's okay. And I'm okay with that right now in my readings and in general. Just accepting and recognizing the blessings right in front of us at every moment is a really powerful and loving thing to do. So let's just set that aside. The first category is always the category of overall energies that brought you to the reading. So once again, this is for the highlighted connection of Cancer and Virgo. And then the other, like I said, oracle messages will be for all of Cancer's connections, no matter what they may be. So the first card for you is gorgeous. It is the Three of Cups. There you are. This is the element of water. This is the Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio energies. And if you're not a Cancer watching, you may very well have these energies in your chart. But it's predominant. It is about celebration, fulfillment, seeing your cups half full now. You know, moving forward, cooperation from others, from your connection, you know, Virgo connection, for feeling happy, feeling joyful, feeling more at peace than you have in a while. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. There could be celebrations for, you know, all sorts of different reasons, but something exciting is happening and something worth celebrating for. It could be your relationship. Maybe you're just super excited about it and you're feeling very deeply in love at this point. So I like seeing that for you a lot. And that's a wonderful kind of overall energy to have in general. But it's deserved right now because those cards weren't coming up last year so much. So now I'm seeing the difference and it's just emerging, these wonderful energies, which is definitely there for us and guiding us if we choose to take on that energy in that way. So that's beautiful. I like that a lot. There's more expression of love. There's more vulnerability in your love coming through. And it feels good. So then we have the second category, which is the possible blessings or obstacles. You have the Knight of Wands. Whoo, baby. This is about fired up energy. This is about moving forward, motivation. Fire energy is what the Wands represent. And that is the Leo, the Geminis, and the Sagittarians in our lives. And if you don't have, once again, those energies in your natal chart, which you can look up very easily, it's free on Cafe Astrology or astro.com. You just click in your information and voila, you have this incredible plethora of information about you on so many levels, because the sun sign is only 1/12 of who you are. But I love this fired energy. I love it. It goes from the heart and the emotion, and it goes out into the physical aspect and the spirited part of all of us, which is what Wands represent. You know, just fired up and very passionate and ready to start going. But like I said, you can feel that way and initiate it. We have the beautiful new moon influences in Capricorn to very practically and ground and, you know, cautiously, I would say, but very much determined to set forth intentions of what it is we want to see in this year. You know, you can base it on months ahead, and it's always good to do that and to have that patience, to plant the seeds and then watch them grow. Like you would a normal seed, right? You plant it last August or even at the beginning of spring. You're going to see results. You just know somehow, you know, this means this will come later. That's what that's about. Get that started, boy. The two of you could just create so many wonderful things. And I haven't mentioned, but there's so much influence in Aquarius now that will continue throughout the year. But this month in particular, when we then go into the season of Aquarius, well, that's all about the justice and the fairness that's important, the mind and the way you express yourself in all different ways. I mean, you could decide to start a YouTube channel. You could have this wonderful gift or knack or hobby that you want to bring forth and actually make money from it at some point. If you haven't already thought that, it could very well start to happen. Don't be surprised. And of course, that takes time to develop. So there's so many beautiful endless possibilities. But I feel there's a real drive and a real connection with the two of you to make that happen. The final category is the final category of finances. And it's not just money, it's also about our practical parts of life. Once again, the aspects of earth energy that we all can have and take in and utilize, with the emphasis of the planets being in that. For example, Uranus stationed forward after many months in the sign of Taurus. Very earth, very money oriented, very, very, well, unpredictable. Uranus is all about unpredictability and surprises, but it could bring wonderful, inheritance in, or unexpected aspects of your well-being, your finances, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's happened over and over again with Uranus. Also, Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so there's a lot of power in Uranus coming forward for all of us. It goes up and down, and it changes and everything because it's unexpected and it's things we don't necessarily know are coming. But we already had that last year, so that wasn't necessarily bad for everybody, but I feel like it's a much more positive influence now, with it being in the very, very comfortable position of Aquarius, where Uranus loves to be, because it rules Aquarius. And your sign, and beautiful, this is great, this is beautiful, the Six of Swords when it comes to the finances in your life. Now, this is a very simple deck, it's an okay deck. But the swords are the air qualities, everything I just said, the incredible, powerful influences of Aquarius that are coming through to open our hearts and our minds to new things, to science, to medicine, which is what Uranus really, really strives for and creates. I mean, that's what the planet is about. Sixes in other particular, decks that I've had, the Six of Swords, it shows sometimes a mother, father with the child and a guide in the bus. And that you can see that they've gone through some challenges, maybe through what they've had to hear, maybe conversations that went completely left, right? Or they weren't feeling comfortable with information that was coming through. It was too confusing and convoluted, and my gosh, I think that kind of stands true for what's happening in real time. But the reality is with the Six of Swords, you're moving away from that. You're moving to calmer shores. You're moving to a better understanding. You're opening up your heart, your mind, and your intuition. You recognize what you can sort through. What's true for you may not be true for someone else. And you feel really strong and empowered in that. So it feels beautiful in regards to your finances. Having information come in that's going to set things free, that's going to add to your finances. Job opportunities. Make sure during the retrograde you're fine-tuning a resume or whatever you need to send out. And things take time, right, when it comes to jobs these days. Feeling positive, knowing your gifts, knowing you're enough, having that beautiful gratitude attitude is essential, and things are going to go your way. And I love seeing that. It couldn't be more perfect, really. So you've got the Cup Emotional card, you've got the Fire Ambition card, and you've got the way to express and think and see different perspective and justice and fairness coming through in regards to your practical parts of life, your finances, your money, your security. What a beautiful reading. What a kind of a beautiful balanced reading, which is important, right, for all of us. And I hope you resonate. Like I said, not everybody is going to necessarily know that or feel this highlighted connection is the one suited for them. So that's why I want to add these other messages for all the connections of Cancer. However, if you haven't necessarily felt or understand anything about a Virgo connection, keep your eyes open. Don't be surprised. The Mercury retrogrades tend to bring people back into our lives. People we may not have thought about, or maybe people we have been thinking of. Could be that Virgo in some way. I don't know. I'd love to know, though. If you have not subscribed, I would like to take the time to please ask you to push that subscribe button and like button. It's incredibly supportive. I do this for free. I do have readings available a couple times a week now. If you're interested, I'm very, simplistically, I put down my email, and then you can email me and I'll let you know more. And then as I go along, I'll be putting on the links and getting way more professional, I guess you could say. But in the meantime, it's working. So we'll do it that way, and it'll be, simplistic, but it's a way to get a reading. So let me know if you're interested. And so this beautiful oracle I'm going to start with first, I incorporated for the mid-months that I've used before, is the Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks' teachings, but trust me, I have watched them and had the pleasure of seeing them once in person, like I mentioned a couple days ago, at least 12 plus years ago. You can click on YouTube and find anything you want to know. They have too many books and informational webinars and such that the list is so big I couldn't even begin to tell you, but I love them because they are entities that share and come through the channeling of Esther and help us to understand the absolutes of life, the laws of attraction, what that really means. And in regards to money, it's energy, like everything. And how do we feel about it? Because how we feel is what we bring into our energy field, right? They say it so much better. But these messages are very important. So this is for all the Cancers in regards to your finances and this connection you may have and how that will affect the two of you, whatever that may be, whatever love connection it is. So this is the one that I'm reading for you. There is no shortage of money or time. Number 36, which equals 9, and that is the completion. So if you've had thoughts in your past, and my gosh, our thoughts are what really are instrumental in designate what happens in our lives. That's the long and the short of it. But this is the reality that came to mind and that you can put in your mind and then therefore in your energy field of there is no shortage of money or time. Let me read to you what it says specifically. There is no shortage, and any tension to shortage of something wanted will always produce negative emotions within you, because your guidance is letting you know that you have strayed from your broader basic understanding of abundance and well-being. Whether you are focused upon the shortage of money or seeing yourself as having so many years to live, and so each day of that expended is one day closer to the end of your years, guilty of such. I've definitely thought that. That feeling of decline is contrary to your broader understanding of the external nature of your being. So when you do that simple check on your thoughts, right, as to what it is you're really thinking, because sometimes we don't even know, but if you focus on that, you spend time alone and in silence to really hear what you're saying, it's everything. It changes everything. And it changed my life. Am I a multimillionaire? No, I'm not. Am I making this whole last year and the fact that I have not been working as a massage therapist, is it working? Yes, I choose to believe that. I know that I have loyalty in what I do and definite passion for it. It is my purpose. And it will come back around, and I will be patient, and I have incredibly loyal clients. And I know a lot of you can relate to that. I'm sure a lot of you have that as a profession. So, yeah, it is our mindset. And this is beautiful. There is no shortage. And there never will be. Look up and see the vast universe around us. That's enough for me to really, really comprehend that message. The next is a beautiful oracle that I've used before, but it's still pretty new. It is the Wisdom of the Oracle. They are very, very wise and incite so many beautiful messages of guidance for all of us. This is Colette Baron Reed. She's amazing. She's been a spiritual leader for over 30 years. You can see her on YouTube as well. A lot of people use this deck, and I'm very, very happy with it. So I capsulize it by just the main message that comes through. This is for all the Cancers, once again, and all of your connections. And you know who that is. To the sea. Oh, well, first of all, right off the bat, it's number 7. 7 is a very spiritually guided number, and it's known for a very lucky number for a lot of people. Perhaps it is for you, Cancers. But I love automatically go to the sea because that's your element. That's where you feel most comfortable. The vast, undiscovered, watery and sympathetic, empathetic energy that water is in all of us. And what the moon actually controls, when it controls the tides, it's controlling you and the cycles and the patterns and just an understanding that you have and carry with you. So you see a beautiful person here just sitting and just really, really taking the time to listen. Listen to your higher power. What is it telling you? How is it guiding you? Where do you want to go? What are you feeling? What are you in touch with your emotions? Are you telling your connection about this? You need to do that. You need to communicate. This beautiful Aquarian energy of mind and expression is going to be with you. And if you have had difficulty in the past because you're more of an introverted Cancer and you're not sure, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, you just don't want to say the wrong thing, let it out. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust in your co-creation, and the guidance always there for you. This is perfect for you, Cancer. There's no mistakes in the readings, and I love it when Spirit makes this beautiful serendipitous kind of synergy that happens. And last but not least, your super attractor manifestation message, which I always love because it's about feeling the life that we want. And there you go again. You have this gift. We all do, but I feel like you really stand above others when it comes to emotions and feelings and the ability to bring forth and manifest. I've seen it many times with a lot of water signs because they just get it. It's just a knowing. It's just something they were born with. I say it's an absolute gift. I hope you feel that way as well. And so your special message for today, the 16th of January, is gorgeous. And it is that beautiful hue of lavender and kind of but I always center it in, I think of the amethyst stone, which of course is to ward away evil and protect yourself and your capabilities, your intuition, your psychic abilities, and to ward away anything that's toxic and doesn't help you or uplift you. And then it's the third eye. It's that absolute knowing, your gift of seeing and understanding, beyond human understanding at times. So I can't really see without these on. It says, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. That is such a huge component in the law of attraction and just allowing. And so I offer and invite you to do just that. Think about this every day, hundreds of times if you need to. Just go over in your mind, let it be your mantra. And watch the difference. Watch how you can manifest and to ways that you may not have even thought you could. Try now. Try something small. I absolutely love this reading. I hope that you resonate with it. Give it a day or so if you don't right away, because sometimes, there's no linear time when it comes to spiritual messages and such. Anytime you watch it is good. And it may happen a little bit later. It may have already happened before you read this reading. And you're just like, whoa, that just happened. That happens a lot to me. So I just want to thank you again for your time and your support. And I want you to take extremely good care of yourself. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Until then, thanks. Bye for now.